Hey everyone, I'm Ishan Sharma, and in this video, I'll be talking about the 7 most in demand skills that you should be learning in 2021. Now, this is not going to be one of those videos in which you'll be seeing a quick list of all of them. I'll be diving deep into every single one of these skills. I'll be sharing my own personal experience. I'll be talking about how much can you actually make from each of these. The timestamps are given. You can move around if you want to. First of all, I just want to tell you one thing that you need to know one really important skill, but then you also need to know a secondary skill. And if you can combine both of those, you will be at a unique spot, right? A very simple example. I used to be good at software development. I still am, but I'm also good at communicating myself. So this communication plus software development, I'm also good at editing videos. So if you combine all of those, I have a unique selling proposition that most people will not. And that is when you get paid a lot more for your services. So just keep this one thing in mind. The first skill that you need to learn is going to be fluent and effective communication. It's the most important thing out there. You need to sell yourself properly to people. If you want to have a job, if you want to raise funds for your startup, if you want to communicate your story, I'm not saying that you need to be really good at English, although that does help, but you need to be good at talking about your own story. Why is it that your story matters a lot? A very quick example is of Nike. Nike has been selling a commodity that is a shoe for the last, tens of years. The reason that they are successful at selling a commodity at a higher price is because they have a story to tell. They have their logo and their manifesto of just do it. And that is why they are worth billions and billions right now. Anyone can go out there and they can get like a fake shoe. They can get a shoe from China and all. But the reason that Nike has value is because of their brand, is because of their storytelling, is because of the just do it tagline that they have. If you look at their advertisements, you will actually see that they want you to understand the importance of going out there and doing things. And when I wear my Nikes, and I feel exactly that. So that's what you need to understand. Why is Apple worth so much? Because they are good at storytelling, because they are good at communicating their message. That is what separates them from companies like Samsung or Lenovo or Dell and all. They do have products, but they do not have a message. They do not have a story. Even if they do, it's not as strong as Apple. So make sure that you are great at communicating yourself properly. Even if you're going for an interview, you need to be able to sell yourself properly to the recruiter. So that's a really important skill that you should be learning. Moving on to the second skill, this is going to be coding, right? And when I talk about coding, I'm not talking about PHP or WordPress or something. I'm talking about learning how to code in the most trendy technologies out there. So let's say, for example, React is really important right now. You need to be good at understanding how to use React, and you should be able to build a full stack application using just that. A lot of people out there are learning programming, but they're also learning outdated technologies. A lot of people then say that, oh, market is saturated, you should not be learning coding. That is not exactly true. A lot of people are there in this coding space, but most of them are average, or even if they are good, they are learning outdated technologies. So make sure that you stay up to date with the latest trends. What is it that the startups are right now using? They use React, they use Flutter, and they use these modern technologies. So if you learn these, you will definitely have a lot of different opportunities. Just go to AngelList, just go to LinkedIn Jobs and search over there React.js developer, and you'll find tons and tons of opportunities for you. Again, you need to be good at communicating yourself, telling your story to the masses. Moving on to the third skill that you need to be learning, and this is going to be video editing. Now, content is on the rise. YouTube is one of the biggest platforms out there for you to create content. I am in this space for the last 2 years now, and I can tell you personally, there is a lot of demand for good video editors. Editing is a skill that you need to learn if you want to create engaging content. Why is it that Mr. Beast, Emma Chamberlain have such crazy followings? Yes, they have a personality. Yes, they have a video storyline and all, but more important than all, they are great at engaging the audience. They are great at having high average view durations, and that will only happen if you are good at editing the video. Okay, if you look at the interview that Mr. Beast gave, he was talking about how his videos have an average view duration of over 70%. Imagine tens of millions of people watching your video for up to 70% of the view duration. That's crazy. And he's able to do that because he's able to create that engaging video, right? So make sure that you learn the art of video editing. I have hired a lot of video editors. A lot of them either know how to edit but are not good at understanding what is a good video edit. Okay. Others are not good at video editing, but they know कि ठीक है अच्छी वीडियो कैसे बना सकते हैं, right? That sense has to be there, and that understanding of the technology of how to use the tools has to be there as well. Now, one more thing to understand is that if you go to Upwork, if you go to these other websites at which you can get your gigs, where you can get these opportunities, you will see that video editors are making a lot of money per hour basis. And if you can get in touch with big brands, if you can learn how to create ads, right, you can charge ungodly amounts and they will be happily paying you because you are great at communicating and creating a story in that particular video. So make sure that you take a look at this. I have given an example of my friend. He made an ad for a company that we are working with, and he charged like 3,500 rupees for that 30-second ad, right? And he was able to do that because he has spent a lot of time honing his craft and getting better at editing videos and editing ads. Moving on to the fourth skill that you need to be good at is going to be graphic designing. Now, I know a lot of you will be saying ये तो बहुत ही cliche type की चीज़ है and all, but a lot of people are not good at graphic designing. I have been, creating thumbnails. I have been making Instagram posts. I feel that a lot of people are good at designing, but they don't know how to contextualize their design for the platform that they are using. So you need to be both a marketer and you need to be also a good designer, because you are essentially putting out your post, your design on a platform. You need to know how does that platform really work, and if you can do that, you will have a great time creating really engaging Instagram posts or whatever it is that you're trying to make. But just keep this one thing in mind: if you can create an engaging picture for the ads that companies run, you will be paid a hefty amount. A lot of demand is there for this particular skill. I personally also need someone who can create great Instagram posts for the MarketUp Instagram page. So if you're interested, you can email me at ishan@marketup.in. So that's going to be really important. Moving on to the fifth skill that you need to be learning. And before that, if you are enjoying this video right now, if you are getting some value out of it, it would mean a lot to me if you can hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. I make a ton of videos and I want you to be a part of my journey of awareness, of spreading awareness for everyone out there. That's the whole mission that I have. The fifth skill that I think you need to be learning is going to be UI UX design. Now, I have a friend and he has been making UIs using Figma, creating prototypes, wireframing them for over a year now, and he gets a lot of different opportunities. A lot of startups, when they first get funded, their whole focus is on creating great designs, user-friendly designs for their applications or for their websites. And they will actually pay a crazy amount if you can create great designs. Look at the application of Cred. It looks beautiful to me. There are certain websites that I watch every single day and I'm just like, that is amazing. That looks phenomenal. And the people that have made that design are definitely getting paid handsomely. And this is not a skill that can be automated that easily. Of course, you have templates. Of course, you can use Webflow or WordPress, but that effect that you will get when you actually make it from scratch is going to be totally different. Whenever there is a startup, whenever there's like a product or a website or an application, 90% of the users will look at the design first of all. They'll look at how is this thing actually made. And if it is user friendly, then they'll continue to use it. If it is not, they'll get confused and they will leave it. A lot of different things go into understanding what makes good design good for websites and applications. And if you can learn that, it's going to be good for you. All right. Now let's talk about the sixth skill. And this, my friends, is going to be online advertising. Now, when I talk about online advertising, I talk about, Facebook ads or Google ads, YouTube ads. I have a friend of mine and he actually dropped out of 11th grade and then he started his own agency for running ads Facebook ads for other companies. And right now he is, I think, 23. That's what his age is. And he's doing really well, right? He just bought his new BMW and he's having a great time. There is a lot of scope in Facebook advertisements in learning how to show ads that are relevant to people and how to target them properly. That is going to be really amazing for you if you can learn that. Okay, now one thing to understand is it will take time for you to understand human behavior. If you can understand human behavior, if you can understand how to target certain things to people, you will be able to crush it using Facebook ads or Google ads and all. Moving on to the 7th skill. Okay, and by the way, I'll be having a great video coming up with that person that I just talked about who runs Facebook ads, and he is 23 right now, dropped out of school in 11th grade, and he built his own agency. We'll be doing an interview with him soon. Okay, the 7th skill that you need to be good at is going to be copywriting. Copywriting is really important. What I will tell you is I have done an interview with someone. She uses Fiverr to get her clients and she makes over $368,000 a year as a copywriter. Okay, now when I talk about copywriting, I don't just say creating a blog, or I'm not talking about just maybe, writing a copy for an ad. I'm talking about, let's say you have an e-commerce product that you need to write a product description for, or let's say someone wants you to write their ebook. You will be highly in demand if you can learn how to properly write, okay, for the ads, for ebooks, for product descriptions, as well as for blogs. This skill is really, really important. I just did a podcast episode with Shreya Patar, and she is a full-time copywriter. You can watch it over here and you can learn exactly how these things work. The 8th skill, the bonus skill that I want to give you, if you are watching this video till this time, this is basically going to be your ability to adapt to changing scenarios. This is also a huge skill that you need to be learning. Today, React.js is famous. Next, we can have some other technology which can be huge. You need to be able to juggle and you need to be able to change your skill sets depending on what's trending in the world right now. Maybe right now, video content is going crazy. Maybe let's say 10 years down the lane, AR, VR is going crazy. So you need to be able to learn different skill sets. And that is how you will become a highly demand person. Always remember one thing, guys, your main focus should be on learning as much as possible. Sure, the earning can happen afterwards, but if you learn a particular skill, that can stay with you for a long amount of time and you can definitely monetize on it afterwards. But focus on learning properly, focus on becoming a great person in that particular skill. Okay, that is how you will become the linchpin of your particular space. You can read this book by Seth Godin called as Linchpin. He has some excellent explanation on how to be a in-demand person, how to be that person that everyone goes out for, says ki mujhe usse baat karni hai, I want to talk to this guy. Thank you for joining me for this session. I hope you got to learn something. Hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. I also have a great community called as MarketUpX, in which I actually have over 8,000 people. They talk to each other, they share some free resources, they are there with like-minded people, and you can also be a part of that. The link will be in the description. Do join that. You can also follow me on Instagram at ishansharma7390, and I'll keep making some amazing videos. Let me know in the comment section what other videos do you want me to make. 1 lakh per month, 50,000 per month is a small feat. If you learn a proper skill and if you can sell yourself properly, you can make 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs per month. That's not going to be a big deal. Also, one really important skill that you must be knowing is investing in the stock market as well as in cryptocurrencies. If you want to invest in cryptocurrencies, you can use WazirX. That's what I like to use. If you want to invest in stock market, you can use Upstocks to make your own demat account. The link for both of these will be in the description. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.